My name is Linda, and
This is Peter.
this is our channel, Total Upgrade Inc. Welcome. This is our very first official video. We have done a lot of live videos doing our workouts in the morning, which we're promoting an active lifestyle. But this is our very first actual video communicating directly to you, in this form. So we're excited. Welcome. We just want to let you know what this channel is gonna be about, just like the name suggests, Total Upgrade Inc. We're here to share with you anything that we have tried, learned, heard about, that it can help you, potentially help you to upgrade your lifestyle, upgrade your health, upgrade your finances, upgrade your relationships, upgrade any and all areas of your life. So that's basically our vision. That's what we're planning to do over here at Total Upgrading, sharing any piece of information that we think it can help you to upgrade your life.
Yes, that's exactly what we're here for. And any experiences that we've have worked through, any roadblocks that we've gone through, any kind of situations that have happened in our relationship versus our business relationships versus our friends relationships with friends. These experiences is what we're going to be sharing as well, to give people some ideas or some thought of how they're coming across through with other people or other relationships, and to inspire others to just be more self-conscious.
So today it is our very first video, and we're gonna have different series of videos,
Topics,
conversations,
yeah.
and so we are creating something that is called upgrading talks. So it's just this conversation that we're gonna have in a regular basis. We're not exactly sure how often, but we're gonna be coming together and we're gonna be sharing about something in particular. So we're gonna start with some series about relationships. So we're gonna start talking about different aspects, different thoughts, ideas, tips, anything, as we said before, that we consider that we have tried, experience, and has helped us, or something new that we just learned that we think that it is that it can really impact you in a positive way. We're gonna share that with you as well.
Yeah, and everything that we share, we experienced ourselves. So our experiences is what we'll be sharing, and it may not be for you, but it may be for someone who is in your life who is looking for whatever we're sharing. So today we're going to be sharing a relationship habits. So this is what happened. I was scrolling around and found this information on a post, and so these are the habits of couples that have lasted. So
Basically, kind of like to go back in time. If you could go back to your younger self, what would you tell yourself
yes,
to improve in your relationship?
yes, relationships. These are some of the habits that couples have habits to do in your relationship. What would it be? So these are the habits of couples that have lasted. So
Basically, kind of like to go back in time. If you could go back to your younger self, what would you tell yourself
yes,
to improve in your relationship?
yes. If so to improve the relationships, these are some of the habits that couples have said and have suggested to improve relationships. So moving on.
So we're gonna read what they say, like
Yes.
each point, and we're gonna just share how that really applies in our own journey. So we're excited here to share.
Yes. So here we go. Our first one is they are affectionate even outside the bedroom. This is so very true. We've been told quite a bit to just get a room. Come on, it's like we're constantly touching each other, always holding hands, always hugging, kissing.
Kissing, biting,
Yeah,
poking,
affection, biting a lot.
and just,
A lot.
caressing,
Yeah, exactly. Biting and biting and biting and lots of biting. Okay, so anyways, and even now, her leg is on top of my leg, right?
Yeah,
Exactly. That's the connection that we have. We cannot, we feel that once, it's very rare to find that one special person that you have a real connection with. And once that connection is made, there is no way you want to disconnect from that person. So this is how we are. We're just really, really
Reaching
affectionate.
out for each
And
other.
we have no problem showing it in public. Because it just there are some things in the bedroom that we'll do that we don't do in public. Of course,
Obviously.
obviously. So, but that's what we do. That's how we show
But it's
our
always it's an expression of love, care, appreciation. So affection definitely is big part of our relationship.
Yeah.
Number two.
Number two.
They don't gossip about each other. Definitely, this is a no, no. It doesn't matter what. Like, I cannot even conceive the idea of me speaking badly on my baby over here. Like, definitely not. The other day we were just talking and we're like running into scenarios. And it was like, what about if you're like at a party and then something happened with your partner and then you're just with your family or friends and then you are just talking with them, like, talking bad, poorly about your partner, and saying maybe, I don't know, what a jerk, what he did, this or that, or what she did, or this or that. No, that's not a conversation to have with other people other than your partner, the jerk of the story.
Yeah.
Exactly. So no, definitely, uh, that's something private. Any conversation that you want to have because there is an issue or because there is an annoyance or whatever it might be, that's to talk in private with your partner, with your special one, but never to other people speaking bad about your partner, not gossiping. That's definitely a no-no.
Yeah, and this was a big thing in the 80s and 90s where comedians were using this kind of joke about their take my wife please, kind of joking ideas and making jokes about how bad their wives are to them. So it just this whole that's a whole new level of gossiping about your partner. But it is just very disrespectful because you're not just bringing that level down, you're bringing your level down as well. So, because if this person's so bad, then why are you with this person? You must be just as bad to be with that person, right? So yeah, no, gossiping is definitely a no. So that being said, so number three is they hug and kiss to start the day and hug and kiss to end it. So this is definitely it goes intertwined with number one, the affectionate inside and outside of the bedroom. Of course, we're gonna hug and kiss right when we get up. Of course, we're gonna do it when we go back into bed because when we get up, we start our day together and we start our day with right on the right energy, right foot, and it always has to start with a kiss. Same with the way it ends. We always go to bed cuddling and hugging each other. So we always go to bed giving each other kisses and hugs. And this is an endorphin thing and a feel good hormone thing. Oxytocin is released when you're doing physical contact, when you're doing kissing, especially kissing. Like a lot of hormones that get
Going
released in
okay.
there. Your whole body's a chemical factory, right? So yeah, this goes to intertwine with the affectionate inside and outside of the bedroom because we're always one way of reinforcing our love is just giving each other a kiss. One way of
Yeah.
changing or shifting our energy is giving each other a kiss.
It's been part completely of our dynamics, like from the very beginning. Very affectionate, love, always showing this love again, love, appreciation, care. He's coming from work, let's say it was tiring or difficult or whatever. A hug there, it just helps to balance and to kind of like harmonize things, feelings and everything. So, but I mean, you're going to bed with your special one, you're getting up, waking up in the morning with your special one, we're so happy to see each other that it's like I'm happy to see you and I'm happy to be with you, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a natural thing. It's just something that has been really special for us. I think it has played a big part in having like a special relationship that we have, and it's just really showing that affection. Looking for every opportunity that we can, to show it, and when going to bed is the most vulnerable time, like in the day, you're living, this vessel, you're going to sleep. So is a special thing. Is a humble thing. Is a special thing. Is a very bonding experience.
Yeah. And that segues into number 4.
Number 4, which is they move towards the bedroom together each night. Hell yeah.
If you haven't noticed, this whole entire these last 4 questions are all about affection and connection and being together.
Yeah.
So
And that is definitely like, I mean, we're like, if somebody's doing something, it's like, maybe I'm almost done. Let me feel like, how can I help you? Let's like hurry up. But definitely we're going to bed together, either side by side or, like in a train, like one behind the other.
Yeah, definitely.
But definitely going to the bedroom together. And it's because we crave so much that cuddling time, that time of really feeling each other, and it's just caressing and hugging. It's just something very special. A very special and sweet bond happens, especially at that time. With hugging, but especially at that time.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And this is another thing. This is we when we go to bed, we want to be together in the bed. It's not sleeping side by side for the sake of sleeping side by side in the bed. It's we're sleeping together in a bed. We want to make sure that when we go to bed, we are not angry at each other. We don't go to bed angry at each other. We don't wake up angry at each other because that's just our promise to ourselves. We have a few promises to ourselves, and that is the one of the top 5. Never ever 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 go to bed angry. Never ever wake up angry.
Yeah.
Because when you're sleeping next to somebody who's angry, eventually that anger builds to it keeps building. Even though in the morning they feel better, that anger is still going to build and build into an animosity, and from animosity to a hatred. And I don't want to be sleeping next to a person who hates me. And that doesn't make you feel safe. That doesn't make you feel loved or appreciated or anything. So yeah, we always are always in bed together, always affectionate to each other. We always hug and kiss at the start of the day, at the end of the day, and we are always are never ever we never ever gossip with each other. I was recapping always number 1. So
you see, trying to read and talk.
Alrighty. So
I just want to just add a little bit to that. It definitely is something very, very, very important to me. Honestly, I cannot even comprehend, or I cannot even imagine myself going to bed with this feeling as if I'm sleeping with the enemy. I don't want to go to bed resentful. So it might be difficult for you to believe or to process that we don't go to bed, angry with each other. We're humans, and maybe there are issues or worries or whatever, and maybe there is something there that is bothering, right? And that can be there and that can be acknowledged. But the bottom line is that he is more important than the issue. I am more important to him than the issue. So we are more important to each other than the situation, than the issue. So even though we can probably say and acknowledge and say, you know what, I'm angry for what you did. But the bottom line is when we're going to bed is like, I might be angry at that, but at that thing that you did, but I'm not angry with you right now. This is our special time, Going to bed is like that reset time, is that bonding time, is that coming together time, is that intimate time, intimacy time, is the time where there is the entire world, everything is shut down. If you have kids or if you live with anybody, behind the doors, now it's just the two of you. So it's a very special, important time, And when the way that we go to sleep that sets the tone like for our sleep, and that sets the tone for the way that we wake up in the morning. So if you are angry, going to bed angry to each other, with each other, when you wake up in the morning, you are still angry with each other. There are actually, studies and videos and so much information of how this happens because of the neuropaths and everything. It's scientifically explained that, while you go to bed with, most likely your last thought when you wake up, that's your first thought. Got that? So we don't want to go to bed with our last thought being angry at each other. We want to go to bed with our last thought being in love with each other. It's something that we cultivate every day intentionally. So I cannot emphasize, like enough on that, because it is a big deal, because the stuff happens, but the importance is for us to have the agreement that it doesn't matter what happens, us is more important. And it is our cocoon, our relationship is this that we're protecting dearly, and that is a practice that encourages that for sure. So yeah.
And one of the main questions that we get asked a lot, and I mean a lot, is do we ever argue with each other? Look, we're not gonna lie. Of course, we have arguments. Our arguments are just not as intense as they would have been had we were the people that we were from our past. So if this was as far back as 15 years ago and we have met, I guarantee you our arguments would not have kept us together.
We will have not even been got together.
Yeah, I would have been very disrespectful, I was not a very the person that I am today. I've gone through a lot of personal development, a lot of shifts in upgrades.
That's the whole point of this channel. You see that?
Exactly.
A lot of upgrades, reinventing yourself,
So and that's gonna be a lot of we're gonna share a lot of stories that had helped us upgrade. So and the upgrading has prepared us for this situation, for this relationship. Because without those upgrades, I am telling you, we would not be together. We are not the same people we were 10, 15 years ago. No, you're not the same person you were yesterday. Every day we change, every day.
Circumstances, everything encounters, conversations, it shapes us every day.
So to answer that question, yes, we do have arguments. Our arguments are not as intense. We don't scream at each other. We're not throwing things at each other. We're not hitting each other. That doesn't happen. We don't swear at each other. We don't
It's a lot that goes into that we want to share with you, because that's a huge part of what makes a relationship like special. But just to say something there, because again, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. That's a big portion of these upgrading talks. So stuff that we have done, a part of our journey that really upgraded our relationship, that we want to share with you to see if it can upgrade yours. But we kind of like came to an agreement or an understanding. And it was that, we have to be responsible, to manage our energy. And we have to kind of like be present and see that if the argument is becoming heated or something, you have, to calm down. Like whoever comes first to the senses, has to calm down. Because for an argument to happen, there have to be two people. So the first people that kind of, like dawns on them, right? It's kind of like our responsibility, the responsibility of that person to now cool down and now kind of like lead the situation a different way by not responding, but speaking in a more calm way and all those sort of things. But basically, we came to realize, what? If there is an argument, there is more and more and more separation, and the more that we argue, that we scream to each other, the more that we keep that gap keeps growing and growing and growing and growing.
And that's why we scream at each other, because the gap keeps going further and further.
Exactly. And then guess what? Then you have to go back all the way back here. And then you have to do so much work because in the process of going further away from each other, there was so much like hurting and humiliating or pointing or making the other person feel wrong. So we understood that, that is just a waste of energy. Like, why to go through all that? So we just thought, from an intelligent perspective, I guess, I don't know, or common sense, or trying to preserve our energy since there are so many things in our day-to-day life already demanding that energy. We say, no, like, let's not wait for an argument to go out of proportion. Let's be attentive, and we look at that argument kind of like fire. As soon as we see it, we have to put it down. Mm-hmm. So do we get into arguments? Yeah, but like not really,
Yeah,
like
we usually put out the argument very quickly.
Very quickly,
And
very
that's why we
quickly.
never go to bed angry.
Exactly. So it
Right?
doesn't even have to be this willful
doesn't,
thing.
yeah.
No, it's just that we're not angry.
We just,
You
how
know?
can I get angry at that laugh? Right? Exactly.
Tickles.
So,
So that's a huge piece, but then later on in another one,
yeah,
we
that's
can
a
stand it, 'cause
there's
that
a
can
lot
be
of
a whole big
experiences. Yeah,
conversation.
at the beginning of our relationships, there was a lot of growth and a lot of learning on my part. Okay. My part needed a lot of learning because I came from one end of the spectrum and I brought myself all the way to the other one. So it was an amazing journey, a beautiful journey of growth, and I hope you continue to join us on this journey.
That's right.
Yeah, and tomorrow we will continue with the next section of the habits on.
Yeah, the 17 habits.
Yes.
Of old couples
Yes.
that are over 80s, over 90s, and they've been together, decades.
Yes.
And it was like, okay, what is your secret? What are your tips?
Yes.
Like if you can go back to your younger self, what would be the tip that you will tell yourself, to do?
And these are the habits that
So
they've
those
come
are
up
the
with.
habits.
So these were the first four, and tomorrow we'll come up with the next three.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Play by theme. So
Yes,
next
exactly.
episode is gonna be the next 3 questions. I can wait. So excited. Thank you for tuning in, for joining us in our very first episode. Oh my gosh, you have no idea. We were like Kira, my brother's dog, going in circles,
Yes,
trying
exactly.
to get to this moment.
I guarantee you we did a lot of stalling
Yeah.
because the nerves are just saying, "Are you sure you want to do this? Are you sure you want to do this? Are you
Yeah.
sure you want to do this? Are you 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 sure you want to do this?"
Hey, yeah, you get to stalling.
Trying to annoy her, eh? Oh boy.
But you know what? Besides that, all that stalling, that was a lot of stalling. We're really pushing ourselves, to do this because, again, it has not been one person, two, three, five. It's been so many people saying, you know what, you should share, what, like all these things, like basically your journey.
Inspire others.
Yeah, I say, wow, that's amazing. You guys should have like a channel. You should have like a podcast or something. You should have something where you share this. So we're not like psychologists or couples experts or anything like that. However, we have done so much growth in our own journey that we want to share that with you. So we understand
that wisdom.
Exactly. And we have learned a lot, right? By our own experience, but also, by learning from other people, right? And so we have come to understand that if we don't share in a way, we have been selfish because, we went to listen to other people individually, right? Because as you grow as a person, right? So when you are a grown-up person with more emotional intelligence and everything into the relationship, obviously the chances of a more positive outcome in that relationship are higher. It's just logic, right? So he was working on himself. I was working on myself. And that helped us, to really propel in our relationship. It was rocky at the beginning, but because of all that learning that we were doing, that helped us, to push through. And instead of growing apart, we grow up, like so much together and intertwined.
Yeah.
So, but we're here because we're answering to a calling, because We understand that every person has their own testimony, their own experience. We are all like a diamond, different shapes. It can be the same life, but it depends where you are and where you look at it from is just different. That's the bottom line. And we're just here to share our side of the story, and hopefully, that can help you, that can empower you, and that can upgrade, in this case, your relationships.
Yes. Thank you, baby. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
joining us, and thank you for watching.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time.
Big hug.
Ciao.
Ciao.